Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Manchester United are the favourites to sign Harry Kane. Harry Kane has handed in a transfer request at Tottenham. He said yesterday Harry Kane has told Tottenham that he wants to leave this summer. Man United, Man City and Chelsea have made contact with Harry Kane's representatives. Tottenham are demanding £150 million. Ryan Mason has dismissed suggestions that Harry Kane asked to leave Tottenham in the summer transfer window. Now, The Athletic recently said that Man United could swap Jesse Lingard for Harry Kane. There's also been rumours coming out today saying that there could be an Anthony Martial and Harry Kane swap deal. The other week, Harry Kane come out and said that he wants to win team trophies. He said that after Tottenham's Carabao Cup final defeat to Man City. The other week, he said that Harry Kane is ready to ask Tottenham to listen to transfer offers this summer. And he says the Glazers were planning to sanction a £90 million bid. Kane wants to stay in the Premier League. I'd certainly take Harry Kane at Manchester United. The reasons is because he's well Premier League proven. He would assure us goals. He's very good at creating chances and he's regarded as one of the best strikers in the world. We've been in for Kane now for a long time. Harry Kane has been a long-serving player at Tottenham. He's been with them for 17 years. He's been in their senior squad since 2009. He's under contract with Tottenham until 2024. Kane has won the Golden Boot a couple of times. I think it's between him and Mohamed Salah for this season's Golden Boot. Before, Kane's had loan spells with Leyton Orient, Millwall, Norwich and Leicester. Tottenham have not won a trophy for 13 years. Obviously, Kane wants to win trophies. And he isn't experiencing this at Tottenham. David Ornstein come out earlier on this season and spoke about it. He said that Harry Kane is unhappy. He wants to leave Tottenham. He said he's committed to Tottenham whilst he's with them, but he wants to win the biggest trophies. It's recently said though that Harry Kane is not our priority because of Mason Greenwood and Edinson Cavani. Cavani did sign a 1-year contract not so long ago, so Cavani is staying at Man United for next season. But yeah, we've got a chance of signing Harry Kane. Like I mentioned on my recent video, we've done business with Tottenham before. We got Dimitar Berbatov off them a lot of years ago, and we got Michael Carrick off them. Tottenham are obviously looking for a replacement if Kane does leave in the summer transfer window, because Tottenham are going to really struggle without Harry Kane. They're struggling as it is. Obviously, earlier on this season, Jose Mourinho got sacked by Tottenham. You obviously know the news on Jadon Sancho from Dortmund. There's a chance that Man United will sign him in the summer transfer window. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer also wants Raphael Varane. Solskjaer has already said that he wants 3 world-class signings in order to make Man United challenge for the Premier League title next season. Yeah, Solskjaer said we need to strengthen up if we are to emulate to Man City's level. And I've already identified the areas in the squad where we need to strengthen up. It's not long now until the summer transfer window opens. The summer transfer window will be Ole's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager, because so far he's endured 4 transfer windows as permanent Man United manager. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is aware of how big the summer transfer window is going to be for himself and Manchester United in general. It's very imperative that Solskjaer gets the players he wants to recommend in, because I don't think he's been backed enough so far as Manchester United manager. Solskjaer's made it clear that he wants good backing, and he should get the backing he deserves, because we've got John Murtough, he's our director of football. We've got Darren Fletcher, he's our technical director. And we've got Matt Judge, and Matt Judge has been part of the club for a long time. In the summer transfer window, we're going to focus on the outgoings as well as the incomings, because, you know, we are going to sell players in the summer transfer window, so in that aspect we'll generate money and it will help us with our rebuilding process. Now, there's a good chance that Man United will offload David De Gea. David De Gea is obviously now our second choice goalkeeper. Dean Henderson is our number 1. Solskjaer has refused to reassure that De Gea will retain his place in the Europa League final. It'd be the right decision to offload De Gea, because I reckon now he's had his years at Manchester United. Some Man United fans think it would be a mistake though, letting De Gea go. Earlier on this season, there was reports coming out saying that De Gea has made his transfer decision. He said he's preparing to leave Manchester United, and he said Man United is set to pay off his huge contract. De Gea has like 2 years left on his current contract, and he's on £375,000 a week. If we sell De Gea in the summer transfer window, I reckon we'll demand around £50 million. I can assure we'll get a lot more than what we paid for him. Quite a few clubs have been interested in him. Not so long ago it said that Mourinho wants De Gea at Roma for next season. But I said there's a very good chance he will go back to Spain. De Gea's endured 10 years at Manchester United. A few years ago he was regarded as the best goalkeeper in the world. But in the last couple of years he's made too many mistakes. So reflecting on that, he's become a liability. But he's... What? On PS4? He's won everything domestically at the football club, and he's made over 500 appearances for Man United in all competitions. Sergio Romero, I think there's a good chance that we'll offload him. Sergio Romero doesn't get in our team, and he's like, what, our 3rd or 4th choice keeper now. Most of Romero's appearances have come in the cup games. We got Romero on a free from San Pandora back in 2015. We brought him in under Louis van Gaal era. Lee Grant, I think we'll offload him as well. He's another one of our goalkeepers. I recall Lee Grant making 1 appearance for us since he come in. I think we got him from Stoke on a free. But Lee Grant's like, what, 37 or 38 now? Phil Jones, I hope we offload him in the summer transfer window. Whether we do or not, I do not know. But Phil Jones doesn't get in our 11. He's been out of injury for a while, and he's always been inconsistent. Phil Jones is the only outfield player that's still here from the Ferguson era, and this has been his 10th season at Manchester United. Diego Dalot, we're looking to get rid of him permanently. He's out on loan with AC Milan at the moment. Brandon Williams, I think we need to offload him. So obviously he gets more opportunities and also he'll gain more experience. Williams doesn't get in our team. He's our third choice left back. He played a lot of games last season. That's only because Luke Shaw had a couple of periods out with injury. Not so long ago, Brandon Williams played at right back against Leicester, but he's nowhere near effective on the right as he is on the left. And at the start of this season, we give him that number 33 shirt. Matic, I think we'll offload him as well because he isn't one of our first choice midfielders, but he still gets his chances and he's been consistent in some games, but analysing the vast majority of his games at Man United, he's been too inconsistent. And I think the club made a mistake by giving him that new 3-year contract before the start of this season. I've had my reservations about him because he's always been a static player. He's been at the club a few years now, got him in a deal worth 40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. Paul Pogba, he could be leaving Man United in the summer transfer window, but I hope he doesn't. I want him to stay potentially past the summer. What? I hope he stays potentially past the summer. Paul Pogba brings creativity to the team. We've been getting the best out of him in recent months. Said not so long ago, though, that we could sell Paul Pogba for just 55 million in the summer transfer window. I hope he signs a new contract. Juan Mata, I think there's a good chance that we'll offload him as well in the summer transfer window. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer recently said, though, that no decision has been made yet over Juan Mata's future. His current contract expires next month. I think there's an option to extend his contract for a further year. A lot of United fans are saying that we need to offload Anthony Martial as well because he's been out of form for the vast majority of this season. The chances have been there for him, but he hasn't converted them. He has been out of an knee injury, hasn't he, for a while, but I think he has been back in training recently. So there you go. There's also a lot of players that will stay at Man United in the summer transfer window, and I reckon there's quite a few players that have got long-term futures at the club. You obviously know the news regarding the Glazers. Obviously, a lot of United fans, all United fans I should say, want the Glazers out. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer recently said the fans' protests have affected the players. I'm expecting our fans to be protesting against the Glazers ahead of the game against Fulham this evening. Not so long ago, our fans did a peaceful protest against the Glazers before the Liverpool game. Don't forget, we was supposed to be playing Liverpool on the 2nd of May, but the game got postponed because hundreds of our fans went inside Old Trafford and invaded the pitch to protest against the Glazers. Not so long ago, Solskjaer says the Glazers apologised to him. He did mention that the violent incidents went too far, but he says the club need to take notice of the fans. And not so long ago, Solskjaer was angry with Gary Neville over the Man United protests. Gary Neville's had quite a few things to say on it. Not so long ago, Joe Glazer wrote a letter to Man United fans. Avram Glazer the other week refused to apologise over the European Super League. Sky News caught up with him in Florida and he refused to answer any questions. Quite a few weeks ago, our fans protested against the Glazers at Carrington, and some of our fans blocked entrances into the Carrington training ground to protest, and obviously there was holding banners up. So will the Old Trafford protests force the Glazers out of the club? It says not so long ago that the Glazers could be forced to sell Manchester United, but for only £4 billion. Before that, it says they've got no intentions of selling the club. Not so long ago, Solskjaer said the Glazer family will not sell Man United, and he told protesters that Joe Glazer loves the club. Earlier on this season, Joe Glazer released a statement and apologised to club fans over the European Super League plans. The Glazers bought Man United for $500 million back in 2005. You know, they've been at the club 16 years now. We get the Glazers out, it'll definitely be the right decision because the Glazers have put us in so much debt. And I hate the way the football club has been run in general for a long time. So we need to recommend new owners in. We know that Ed Woodward is going to be standing down at the end of the year. It got announced earlier on this season that Woodward resigned as Manchester United vice chairman. I presume all United fans were happy with the news regarding Woodward because we've been very critical of Woodward for a long time. Ed Woodward has had a 16-year association with Man United. Who will be our new chairman to replace him? Now, the last time I read up about it, it said that Edwin van der Sar was the favourite to replace him. Not so long ago, Ed Woodward's mansion got attacked by masked protesters. Now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is our best manager since Ferguson because he has made very, very good progress. But I don't think he's a long-term manager for Manchester United, but I hope I'm proven wrong. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is aware that next season is huge for him because next season he's got to exceed expectations if he is to remain Manchester United manager. If things go wrong next season, then I think there's a very, very good chance he will be sacked. You know, this season's been his second full season at the club. But I've got to give credit to Solskjaer because I didn't expect him to do as well as he has done. So in that aspect, I am shocked. There is a lot of United fans that are Ole in and they believe that he needs more time at the club. Obviously, a lot of United fans have demanded Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out and they've heavily criticised him. They've got their reasons behind it. Ole has just under 1 year left on his current 3-year contract, but said earlier on this season that Solskjaer agreed a 3-year contract worth 30 million is likely to be 2 years with an option of an extra one. We're probably going to finish second in the Premier League this season. That isn't an achievement like Solskjaer recently said, but if we do win the Europa League, then that'll be an achievement. We are guaranteed Champions League football for next season. Aren't we? But yeah, there's 2 games remaining in the Premier League season for Man United. You know, Fulham soon and Wolves at the weekend. But our priority is the Europa League. We do play Villarreal in the final. It's not long now. Villarreal are no pushovers, but they're not world beaters either. So I think we'll be the favourites to beat Villarreal. It's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first major final as Manchester United manager, and it's our 8th European final. Solskjaer knows how imperative it is to get his first trophy on the board as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017. Solskjaer said the other month that winning trophies can be an ego thing, but we win the Europa League, that will give us confidence and that gives us something to build on going on into next season. You know, Solskjaer has been Manchester United manager now over 2 years. Obviously, before he was with us, he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde, but they're not a big club. And before he was at Molde, he was at Cardiff, and his record at Cardiff was absolutely disastrous. And don't forget, he managed the Man United reserve team for a couple of years, so he watched some of this team grow and develop. But whether Solskjaer succeeds or not as Man United manager, will still always adore him because at the end of the day, he is a club legend. He endured 11 years as a player for Man United and he flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance. But reflecting how long Solskjaer's been with us, he's gained some managerial experience and, you know, learned quite a bit on the job. He's tried a few different elements, you know, such as rotated the squad a lot. You know, he's tried different formations. You know, when Solskjaer got appointed in as Man United manager, he assured that everybody would get their chances to express themselves, including the young players, and they have done. You know, Solskjaer so far has spent almost £300 million as Manchester United manager. The players that he's brought in is Daniel James, Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire. Also brought Bruno Fernandes in and Odion Igalo went on loan, but Igalo left in January. And also brought in Donny van der Beek, Alex Telles, Edison Cavani, Amad Diallo Traore and Facundo Pellistri. Obviously Pellistri left on loan in January. So he has made good signings. He's also got rid of a lot of players since he's come in. You know, did well last season in his first full season at the club. You know, he's done well in a lot of aspects this season, which has been his second full season, like I mentioned. We have been very, very poor at Old Trafford this season because all our defeats have come at Old Trafford in the Premier League this season. But a lot of it's to do with no fans. You know, it has a bad effect on the players with no fans there. But we've been superb away from home. We're unbeaten in our last 25 Premier League away games. We haven't lost away from home in the Premier League for over a year. We haven't been great against the top 6 sides this season, but Solskjaer has beaten quite a few big name managers as Manchester United manager. But we did appoint him in December 2018 to replace Mourinho, and he's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. We gave him the job permanently a couple of years ago, reflecting how well he did as the interim manager. But it's just good that we're seeing consistency under Ole. We haven't done well recently, obviously, because we've had back-to-back defeats at Old Trafford, so we've got to get back to winning ways this evening against Fulham. Fulham have obviously nothing to play for because they're already relegated. Yeah, but in the last 8 years, Man United have been playing catch-up. You know, we've had different managers with different philosophies. The 3 managers we've sat since Ferguson was David Moyes, Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho, and we're not even really known as a sacking football club. We've only won, 4 trophies since Ferguson retired. That was the FA Cup under Van Gaal and the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield under Mourinho. We've overpaid for players in recent years. In the last 8 years or so, our recruitment has been very, very poor, and in that aspect, the blame stems from the board. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013. That's 8 years ago now. And in general, mistakes have been made in the last 8 years or so. That's why we haven't been as consistent as we'd like to have been. And we spent a lot of money in the last 8 years. We must have brought around 37 players in since Ferguson retired. By the way, Bruno Fernandes has won player of, is it the month or the year again? You know, he's won that now quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. So yeah, so I will be on later on to give him a match reaction for the Man United Fulham game. So anyway guys, that's everything to update for today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.